All right, so this first video begins the first section on regulations. So regulations that cover our FAA Part 107 license. Who needs to have a Part 107 license? Well, the answer, quick and easy, is unless you're flying for fun, you need a license. This has nothing to do with money. So get that out of your brain. Everyone talks about, well, if you're doing it for a job, you have to have it. If you go to a park, you take your drone, and you're flying just for the fun of watching the aircraft fly, and you want to do fancy maneuvers, let's say you're doing videos or images of nature, this is fun, okay? If you're doing anything else that's outside of just recreational fun, you have to have Part 107. So you may decide, oh, well, my church is having a big event, and I'm going to go and fly for this big event, and they're going to take those images and use those for marketing. And I'm going to donate my time because it's a charity, it's a good cause. I'm going to go out and fly because I know how to fly a drone. Well, the truth is that's photography work, okay? As much as it seems kind of silly, it's photography work. It's not so much whether you're getting compensation or not getting compensation, but you're doing a task that is related to something other than having fun. And really that purpose is because there's so many other factors that come into play. So even if you want to be a free drone photographer and do free wedding videos for all your friends and family and go do free events at the schools and help give them images for their yearbook and publicity, whatever, sounds great, go for it. But you got to have your Part 107 license. All right, so in your Part 107 license, there's a lot of things that you're going to have that are regulated by months, and the FAA will use the word calendar month. All right, they're going to say that instead of saying just month. And so the calendar month is just that month, the very last day of that month is the end of that calendar month. So if you, for example, have something that you register for, or there's some license you receive that says it's good for example, let's say 6 months, and you get it on January 15th. Well, the last day of the 6th month is the last day of July. Okay? So it doesn't matter when you got it, doesn't matter if you got it on day 1 or day 5 of the month. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter if you go through February and it's only a 28-day month. It really doesn't matter. The FAA uses the last day of the month as a calendar month. Okay? Couple definitions. Visual observer means this is the person who is designated by the remote pilot in command to assist the remote pilot. This person will be somewhere other than the flight controllers in most cases. So, for example, if you are taking some images of a very large open field, and although you're still traveling great distances as the pilot in command, you can still see your drone, but for precaution, there are maybe some trees around that area. Maybe there are some low-flying aircraft that are coming in and out, and you still have permission to be there, and you still have your airspace regulation and all that, but that virtual observer can be downwind of you, if you want to call it that, and be the one who's looking and observing the drone. So it's all they're doing is watching. And so they can be close by and give you signals. So let's say, for example, you're flying first-person view. A lot of people like to go out and compete and fly first-person drones. Well, if you have the goggles on, then you can't see the drone, and you're in violation of FAA regulation to always be in direct line of sight of your drone. So you can have a virtual observer standing next to you as you're flying. They're watching that drone, and they're observing the sky for other low-flying aircraft or other obstacles. They're watching for pedestrians. They're watching for trees, buildings, and things that may come in the way, and they're going to give you that information as you're flying in first-person view. Now, again, for back in the other scenario where you're just mapping a big field, they're down on the other end. They could be on a walkie-talkie and say, hey, stop right there. You're actually getting really close to power lines or something. Maybe the power lines aren't very visible from your distance. So the virtual observer is there to help you stay out of trouble. You being the remote pilot in command. Well, what is a remote pilot in command? Or sometimes you may see it as RPIC. The remote piloting command is ultimately the person who's in charge of the mission. Most of the time, it will be the person who has the controls in their hands. They're the one manipulating the controls and flying the drone. However, it doesn't have to be that way. So as a Part 107 pilot, like myself, I can take someone new who's interested in learning more about drones and give them the controls, and they can help fly a mapping mission while I'm standing next to them. So I'm supervising them. They don't need a license. I'm still in control. I'm still in command, which just means that I'm the one who has all the responsibility in case anything goes wrong. All right, so there's going to be a lot of documents that happen. You're going to receive documents from them, registrations. You got to receive a tag, a number to go on the side of your drone when you register your drone. If you falsify, reproduce, or alter any of the FAA documents, it can lead to you being denied the application of a Part 107. You can be suspended, revoked, or even face civil penalty. All right, so whether that's punishment by fine or imprisonment, be prepared. All right, so remember, each time you take a quiz, if you score less than 80% on a quiz, you want to go back and retake the quiz. I don't suggest you taking the quiz the same, like you fail it and then turn right back around and do it. That's going to do you no good. Go back, review the material, and come back the next day and take the quiz again to try to get to the point where you're able to recall the information at 80% or better, and you'll always do good on your Part 107 test when you go to test.